can we get the boost to actually work properly this time? It's the continuing saga of our little Smart here. It's a first generation but facelift Smart, so it's got the 698cc 3-cylinder engine at the back, turbocharged, and we're having a boost issue where you accelerate hard, it's fine, but then under moderate throttle, medium revs, it's going into some sort of limp mode, which would suggest an overboost. So there's a couple of things we're going to look at today. One is the cycle valve. I have a replacement cycle valve, that's quite common. Effectively, that's the boost controller. There's various terminology for it. Lives right down at the bottom of the intercooler. But before we dig into that, I'm going to take the rear bumper off. I'm going to check that the wastegate actuator arm is actually free to move, because if that is seized, then effectively it's overboosting and the car is going into a limp mode to say, whoa, too much. So that's what we're going to do. We're also still got the tidy up project continuing. Incredibly, this is a lot better. There's about 4 days worth of effort in here so far, but actually we are sifting through it. See, storage crates are actually being used. We've got 2 for Ellie, 1 for every other car.
No.
No?
2 for Chevy.
Oh, we've got 2 for Shemi as well. So yeah, a level of organisation. The auto jumble pile is growing, and
I got parts for identification.
sorry, you're not mic'd up, I'll have to come up.
Parts for identification.
Okay, no idea. That'll be Betty. Oh, that's a box of brand new brake pads for Betty.
Betty, cool.
We need those. And the fuel filter I've never fitted to Betty.
Betty, excellent.
And I believe that's a brake caliper piston for Betty.
Superb.
Yeah.
We have a Betty box.
Yeah. Loads of magazines that people are trying to get their hands on. Got a book on Holden Heritage, which is very interesting, but probably deserves a kinder home than this unit, as well as stickers variously.
I know everybody's very, very excited about the treasures, and we'll continue to share the treasures and tidy in as we go along. Just give us a little moment to get this sorted, and then that'll be the next job.
Because priority one...
Get a hublet on it.
Maybe.
Chargeable commission.
Yeah, yeah. The aim is to clear this area enough to get a Pajero Junior into it. So lots of people in the live chat yesterday. You can go and watch that back if you've got a spare couple of hours. A lot of people were asking about the Pajero. The aim is to clear this spot so we can get it here, take the wheels off. Wheels need refurbishing. Pajero then needs new tyres, needs a cam belt. So more expenditure, which may have to wait. Oh, what?
Betty's coming in here.
You want to get Betty in?
Yeah.
Well, it's all right, just get rid of this.
Yeah, I had a job due today, actually. I was thinking about earlier.
Get rid of this?
No, this is Bob, and we love Bob.
Okay.
Measure the unit. Measure the vehicles. We'll go home, we'll make little paper cutouts.
Ooh.
And move them around.
That sounds dangerously organised, doesn't it? Anyway, I need to get the rear bumper off on the Smart to give access to the actuator arm. So we've got bolts at the front, bolts in the corners, bolts across the back, and then you can get the bumper off quite easily, he said. Stop laughing. The fixings out, we've got 1 on the front there, 3 across the back, and then the bumper corners here should be able to encourage this to come off. Yeah, there we go, that's coming. That's that side off. Let's encourage this side. Oh, it's gone a bit caddy-wampus, as they say. There we go. Voila! Entire back end of the car is free. Right, I'm going to try and show you where the actuator arm is. I don't think you need to take the bumper off, but what taking the bumper off has done is give us much more light to try and see what on earth's going on. Okay, so under we go. Let's go. I can't go any wider than that. That's great. That's it. That's the actuator arm. So there's a couple of things here. This circlip can come off, so the actuator arm doesn't actually actuate anything at all. But the other thing is how stiff it is, and I don't know how stiff it's meant to be. I'm trying to see if I can. I can't actually get under here enough, I don't think. Or can I? There we go. Let's try and make it focus. So here's my hand. Is that free enough? I don't know. It feels a little stiff, but I don't know how stiff it's meant to be. But nonetheless, we'll give it a squirt with the old lube, just in case. So I am far from an expert in the ways of turbocharging, but I think the cycle valve I showed you is what makes the wastegate operate. So if either of those aren't doing their job, you get an overboost or underboost situation. Oh. That seems to be working. We may have fixed this with a can of Bulldog BDX. Other penetrating oils are available, we just happen to like that one. No, we've lost boost again. Not that then. Right, so the cycle valve lives under this hose here. So I've got to take that out. So I've got to get all the intake plumbing off to get access to it. That's fun. Put gloves on for that, it's quite oily down there. What was I going to show you down here? Oh yes, we've got a pipe here which I did effect a repair on, but I think that goes to the cycle valve, so I might want to check that, unless I need to check. This isn't a remote cycle valve, is it? Some people, there are some upgrades on this Smart, like the fact it's got a sump with an actual sump plug in it, and another amendment is to move the cycle valve. Is that what's happened here? Because this is all cable tied in place, which doesn't seem very factory. Let's go and have a look at the replacement cycle valve. Yeah, you see electrical connector and vacuum hoses. It's a slightly different look, but nonetheless, that could be our badger there. So that could be that it's an aftermarket cycle valve maybe. Oh, and it's got different outputs, I think. Got two outputs this end, one output this end, plus the electrical connector. I mean, that could be our badger right there. I wonder if it's worth taking this crash bar off, just to try and get a bit better access. Oh yeah, that improves access. So I've just removed this pipe. This pipe went down to just down there, so that's fun to get at. I'm pretty much convinced that this is a cycle valve relocated, an aftermarket one by the look of it. But I've pulled this hose off because I have carried out a repair. It had a really great hole in it, so no wonder it wasn't working. And when we did the starter motor swap, I wrapped it, but that's only loom tape, so I don't even know if that is functioning. So we'll see if we've got a replacement bit of hose. If not, we'll see if we can effect a better repair on this pipe for now. But let's have a look what we got. Sorry, the camera switches between different lenses depending where stuff is, so it's getting confused between the super macro mode and I guess a normal macro mode. There you go, ping. Sorry about that. So I think what's happened, that looks like it's got scorched on something, so it's touched somewhere it shouldn't be, and that's gone really bad. And of course I now can't find my replacement hoses. We managed to lose them already. So I think option one is just to do a better job of repairing that, maybe swap it round. And yeah, it looks like it's caught something hot there as well. The repositioning may not have been perfect on this. It's quite close to the exhaust now. So we'll do that. We'll try a test drive, see if that's worked. But ultimately we might have to change the cycle valve. Oh, hello. That hose. So that red one, that's also knackered. Aha. Well, a bit of extra engine noise this time because I've actually got the engine cover off. Keep going for a test drive in less and less actual car. But it already feels different. If I'm under hard acceleration, make sure I can see. Doesn't feel as quick. Also seem to have lost a certain amount of my wastegate flutter. Yeah, it's not as peaky, definitely. So that's two hose leaks we found. One I'd repaired, and I think successfully. The other one I just took the bit off and shoved it on. So I think the cycle valve is probably doing what it should be doing. So it's very specific circumstances that it's kicking in. So we're going to go give that a go now. Oh yeah, we're doing 60 mile an hour in fifth. My camera mount is starting to fall off, and it just feels much happier. The boost is also coming in much earlier. Well, there we go, folks. It was a free fix, but I didn't know it, so I spent 20 quid on a cycle valve I don't actually need. It's very common though, so we will keep that in the spares pot for this car. Thanks to Grill to Till for very quickly sending it out. Thank you, Richard. And yeah, there's a thing to say, check your hoses. But to be fair, I didn't realise how accessible that valve was going to be. The fact it's been repositioned down here is a big help, and I would recommend that to anyone who owns a Smart, is move your cycle valves to somewhere where you can get at it, you can check the hoses more easily. But how pleasing is that? I'm just very sad my car no longer goes pachoo. Oh, I didn't pachoo as much that time.
Pachoo.
It's a bit of a shame. It must have, all that noise must have been leaking out that hole in the hose, so we're getting to hear it really, really clearly. Very, very loud without the engine cover in, so I think I am going to put it back in. But yeah, I shall reassemble the Smart. We shall keep driving the Smart, and we'll let you know how it gets on in a future video. But yeah, thank you for sticking with me. I'm so pleased to actually have it working properly, and yeah, we'll put some miles on and see how she goes. Exciting times, folks. So see you in a future video. Farewell. Seeing as my car can't do it, I'll have to do it myself.